Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Tuesday weather update. We've got a few headlines to talk about. For New Zealand this week, frosty weather is on the way. Over in Australia, heavy rain, especially around Queensland, and up in the tropics. Things are actually quite quiet for this time of the year. Let's take a look at the wind map. You can see that southerly change moving up and across New Zealand, especially into the North Island. There were a few thunderstorms in Auckland this morning at about 3:30. Those downpours will move away later on today, and the south to southeasterly wind will come through. Not the best wind direction if you need rain in Waikato, unfortunately. It's a very dry region now. In Southland, you've got another dry part of the country. You've got a light southerly and the skies are drying out there. Up in the tropics, look at that big easterly flow. That's going to kick off that rain event in Queensland this week, and then an area of low pressure will be forming up there. Plenty of low pressure also coming in for southern parts of Australia. We'll talk about that in a moment. And the last feature is look at how the tropical islands are breaking up that easterly airflow, creating a wind shadow on the western side of each area. Same story in the South Island with the southerly. The Southern Alps making it much calmer over on the west coast, but windy down in Fiordland and windy through Cook Strait. So just interesting to see that. It's a little bit like seeing rocks in a stream blocking the river flow. We're seeing that up here with the airflow instead. So let's take a look at this rainfall coming into Australia. Queensland really is going to see some big totals around Townsville. That area there in white. Now it's only just hugging the coastline. So if it moves a little bit further offshore, not so much of a problem, but it only has to drift in a little bit further and suddenly it's a much more widespread rain event. But this area here, 200 to 300 millimetres of rain coming through in just 2 days across Tuesday, Wednesday and into Thursday morning, and even penetrating into the dry parts of inland Australia. So this is one to keep an eye on, and it will slide all the way down to Brisbane, and in fact eventually it'll get all the way down to Hobart, which we'll show you in a moment. Let's take a look at the temperatures in New Zealand. The departure from normal means that the overnight lows tonight around the country will be below average. In the dark blue, 4 to 8 degrees colder than usual. So that's a real change from the warmer than average weather we've been seeing a lot of lately. Let's take a look at the frost map as well. Now you can see this at weatherwatch.co.nz right out till Friday. So if you want to look at these maps, they're interactive. Please take a look at them. But this is the frost risk for tonight, and the areas in purple show the highest risk for a frost, and the areas in blue in that borderline zone for them. So here is the forecast for Wednesday. You can see that incoming high. You can also see the southeasterly flow. That keeps areas like Waikato dry, unfortunately. But it will be beautiful weather other than that. And then to the north, there is the easterly flow going around the high, and that drives in this wet weather. Bit of a low pressure zone up here to the north as well, encouraging heavier rain around Townsville. Easterlies for the tropical islands, and just a few showers for you. By Wednesday night, Thursday morning, the colder weather in New Zealand now moves further into the North Island. These areas here, several degrees below normal. So that is a bit of a change from the much warmer than average weather we've been seeing in the top half of the North Island recently. But look, already on Thursday morning, back comes that warmer change. So if we take a look at the lunchtime Thursday weather map, it is this airflow coming out of the tropics, past Australia, and curving around as a westerly into the lower part of the South Island. That's the reason why your temperatures lift up as we get into Thursday morning, but it's colder everywhere else, and all that rain from Queensland all the way down to Tasmania, and on the other side you've got a new front coming into Perth as well. Let's move through the week as we go in towards Friday itself. High pressure smack bang over the top of New Zealand, so pretty calm and settled in the New Zealand area on Friday after a cool start in the North Island. Heavy rain continues now, moves in towards Brisbane, and that stormy low pressure zone moves past Perth and out into the Great Australian Bight. It's on its way to you guys on the southeastern corner. And let's take a look now at the rainfall coming in at the end of the week. This is the 3-day rainfall from Friday through till Sunday. So that covers Friday, Saturday and Sunday through till the very early hours of Monday morning. Not a lot of rain for the top part of the country here, but down on the west coast, those rainfall totals over 100 millimetres. That'll be welcome. But these eastern areas and the southern parts of the North Island, anywhere between 5 and 15 millimetres. So not necessarily huge totals coming through for you. Now on Saturday itself, there is that rain band in New Zealand with another southerly change, but high pressure in the north keeps things pretty calm. The rain up here around the eastern side of Australia easing, although still sticking around Brisbane to some degree. And here comes the next change. Windy westerlies moving into Adelaide, and then later on Melbourne and Hobart, although it won't arrive there until probably Saturday night or going into Sunday morning. So windy westerlies coming through for you. In the New Zealand area, mild nor'westers coming through, and high pressure to the north means that this rain coming up here, that's a southeasterly for those of you over in Hawke's Bay. A burst of rain, but it won't be getting much further into the Waikato region or Auckland. You might get a few spits and a few showers. So there is quite a lot going on, even though at least the weather in New Zealand is not really that dramatic for this time of the year. That's all from me. We'll see you again tomorrow, Wednesday, with our next update.